Ray will come and ride a belt, be wildin' like.
Bus driver, tap in.
Is this your stop?
Yay! Journey to the west, 50 cents.
Please stand beyond the yellow line. Stay clear of the doors.
Hello and welcome to the Hyperfixation. I am Jake. I use he and they pronouns, and I am joined today by Mage.
Hi everyone, I'm Mage. You cannot misgender me in a way that matters. And I am so excited to be a host on this podcast today, or a guest host, I guess.
And then in the backseat with us, looking over the shoulder, is Roma.
Hello, I'm Roma. I use the they and them pronouns, and I get to be in the backseat of the minivan once again.
It's comfy back there. You got the whole bench you can lay down on. It's great.
Yeah, and then I can grab the back of both of your seats and just shake them.
Yeah. Got your little TV back there that folds down.
Yeah, and I got snacks. Put my feet up on the center console. I'm just the worst.
And since we have 3 passengers, we're going to be going into the HOV lane. So hold on for your lives. We're breaking the law.
Hell yeah. Well, we are here today to talk about some Kamen Rider.
Yes, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, how did you first, I guess, get into Kamen Rider?
So this is a little bit of a, I would say long story, but, I'm gonna shorten it, so, it's hopefully not that long. But, I basically got into Kamen Rider the way that I think a lot of people do, which is I got into it through Power Rangers first. So, as you guys may or may not know, Power Rangers is a live-action series where, some teenagers with attitude, although recently it's been a lot of, 18-year-olds with attitude, get, some cool, awesome powers, and they transform into, these superheroes wearing spandex, where they beat up these bad guy rubber suit monsters, and they get cool, transforming robots and stuff like that. Well, the fight footage, the monsters, and the giant robots come from footage filmed in Japan for a series called Super Sentai. And so I found out about Power Rangers when I was 17, because it was a YouTuber named Linkara does a thing called History of Power Rangers, and he covered Power Rangers Samurai, and I was like, wait, Power Rangers didn't end with Mighty Morphin?
Heyo.
It's still going?
Oh, it's still going.
Oh, absolutely.
Unironically still going. Honestly, kind of fucks. Power Rangers just had their first lesbian, so.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Izzy Garcia, so.
That's awesome. It's
really awesome. So, you know how it be. I found out about Power Rangers through that History of Power Rangers video, and I started watching Dino Charge, and then with Dino Charge, I found out about Super Sentai, which Dino Charge was based off of Juden Sentai Kyoryuja. So I was like, all right, I'll watch that. And so I watched 30 episodes. I really loved it, and then I just stopped watching it, and then they're like, hey, the newest season of Super Sentai, Dobutsu Sentai Zyuohger's about to start. You want to watch? And I'm like, hell yeah. And then they showed me a red Blorbo, and my life was ruined. But alongside that season was something called Kamen Rider Ghost. And there was a transformation sequence that got posted in gift sets of like this stupid little guy with like dyed tips having a little wrist-mounted morpher and turning into like this green and white suit named Kamen Rider Necrom, and I'm like, oh, I need to bully this man. I need this man to know that he's lame. Spoilers,
Oh
he's now one of
my.
my favorite characters of all time, so who is the true Boo Boo the Fool?
Did you eyeball this character and go, that's baby girl, I need to ruin their life right now? Because that's beautiful.
We didn't
Oh,
have
yeah, I'm
baby,
seeing.
we didn't have Baby Girl back in like 2017, 2016, but yeah,
The energy applies.
the energy applied.
I just looked up Necrom, and I love this Ben 10 looking dude.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
It's a really good suit.
I love, like, Kamen Rider suits are so cool. They are like part of my vulgarity. Kingdom, you can cut this out if you need to, but they have a lot of pussy in it.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, you can cut that, Kingdom, if you need to.
The show is marked explicit, I think. So I don't know. You know what? We'll just we'll figure it out later.
We'll figure it out later.
For now, there's a ton of pussy, and that's all that matters.
That's all you need to know. But yeah, so I started watching Kamen Rider Ghost, and I fell in love with the show, I fell in love with the characters, and I decided, it's like, yeah, let's talk about this on social media. And it turns out that Ghost was everyone's least favorite season at the time. And I'm like,
No.
like, it's so bad that to this day, some people will be like, Ghost is the worst, like, Kamen Rider season of all time. And I'm like, that's a lot. But then you compare it to someone like me, where I'm just like, oh, Gai's my least favorite season. And people will be like, you're fucking lying. And I'm like, I'm not. The reason he's called General Butcher is because he butchers his fucking scripts.
Hey, yo.
Hell yeah.
I have a lot of, but like, that's like the beauty of Kamen Rider, is like, because like every year a new series starts, and it's like all different writers and suits and aesthetics. It's like, if you don't like a season, just wait a year.
Right, yeah.
True.
And so, and because of that, people can like have like so many different favorites. They can have just like the one show that they like. And like, you're not really missing out on a lot. There's like a lot of crossovers and stuff. But like, in my opinion, you can just like dive into one season and then be like, all right, I'm good. We're having fun. And then, you know, don't worry about it after that. Like, have your fun and leave.
Absolutely, that makes sense. I recently started. I watched like the first few episodes of Kamen Rider Kuga, and
yeah,
that's the only Kamen Rider I've seen, except for when Saban tried to do like the American version in the 90s. Yeah, I saw a couple episodes of that as a kid. I do remember, but for the most part, Kamen Rider Kuga is my entry into the series.
Kug, grab phone. Yes. Kuga is probably one of the most beloved entries, which is weird because it was kind of a nostalgia thing. Like, they're like, all right, we're going to bring it back for 1 year. It's going to be nostalgic. We're going to get this pretty boy named Joe Odagiri to play him, and it'll be fine. And then, like, all the housewives were like, hold on, this Joe Odagiri's really, really fucking hot. And I'm loving the tension he has with this other guy in the show. So I'm going to watch this along with my kids. And suddenly the numbers are doing really well. And they're like, fuck, we need to make more.
Yeah, that's one thing I had noticed, is that he and the cop character, they are boyfriends, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
I call it
I
slow
love
burn
boyfriends.
speed run, because like by episode 2, it's like they're like leaning on each other, and it's like, I don't care if it's a mistranslation. That worst mistake of my life line did things to my brain. Like, she did things to my brain.
Wait. Is that? I think I've seen that clip where it's like in a sunset or something.
Yeah, where they're like on the roof or something.
Oh,
I think I posted that a little while ago. Actually, I screen recorded it when I was watching it.
oh yeah, that was gay. I loved it.
But like that's like the other reason that it's like really successful among housewives and stuff like that, because it's like, oh, heated drama between men.
Love to see it.
Oh my god, that Kamen Rider build, like, plot synopsis, has done so many good things to so many things. It has ruined my vocabulary because now I just call everything heated drama between men.
I mean, we definitely love some heated drama between men. Absolutely.
I'm vaguely gesturing over at the Yuri on Ice season that I just binged.
Oh my god. I remember when Yuri on Ice was filming. Not filming, but like airing, and I was like, I don't know why everyone's so obsessed over this. It's just like every other like queer baity show. And then episode 7 happened. I was like, oh, I'm Boo Boo the Fool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
Honking my big old clown nose.
I'm happy to be here. I'm putting on my own damn makeup. So you mentioned before recording, and forgive me if you did already mention it, you were on a Kamen Rider podcast at some point?
Yes, and the podcast is still out. It's called Rider Love. It is done by Dan and Fies. This was way back in like 2017, probably, but I was on an episode of the Rider Love podcast. So I know it's a little early to plug, but I love them. Please check it out. And also, Boo, if you're listening to this episode, hello!
Hello!
Boo is the nickname I call Fies because she's my friend.
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome.
Hi, friend. We're friends now. We're getting soft tacos later.
We're getting soft tacos later.
Jakey, did you have any other questions?
Yeah, I think, I recently was wanting to kind of get into Kamen Rider because I know that I just saw, a lot of stuff, and someone was telling me it's kind of like Super Sentai, but motorcycles and bugs.
I would say that's a bit of a reductive take. So the big thing is that Kamen Rider came before Super Sentai.
Oh, really?
Yes, so Kamen Rider just celebrated its 50th anniversary, while Super Sentai celebrated its 45th.
Okay, cool.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, so the whole idea of Kamen Rider is that it's, usually it's like only a handful of people can become one, but recently they've been doing like huge amounts of riders, like, oh god, how many did Levi's have? I don't know. That was too many. But the idea of Kamen Rider has always been that somebody has been given this power by enemy technology. Like the very first Kamen Rider was created by Shocker. And he was like literally like transformed into like a cyborg, a Kaizo Ningen. He was transformed into like a cyborg to become like the ultimate weapon for Shocker. But because he was still human, he was able to have free will and has decided to fight for justice. And there's
very cool.
There's always like an element of this power comes from the enemy in every single Kamen Rider, which like isn't something I noticed until it was pointed out to me. And like even like in like more recent like examples, like Double isn't that recent, but it feels recent to me. Like Kamen Rider Double, they use these things called the Gaia memory. But the enemies that they fight, the Dopants, also use Gaia memory to transform themselves. So it's like both sides are using the Gaia memory sticks, but Kamen Rider Double is able to transform with them and fight against the evil.
Oh, that is really cool.
Yeah. Or like Kamen Rider Ghost, like I mentioned, uses like these things called the icons, which are like little eye-shaped like orbs, because what else shape wouldn't I be? And they have like different like icons of history in them. So icon.
Oh,
but
hell yeah, absolutely.
But the icons come from the Ganma Empire, who like aren't just like evil, but they literally kill the protagonist in the first episode.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like it's like everyone's just like memed the hell out of the fact that it always opens with the main characters being like, my name is Tenkuji Takeru, I was killed on my 18th birthday. And I'm like, well, yeah, if I died the day I turned 18, I wouldn't shut up about it either.
No,
real,
like that's a defining moment.
That's literally the inciting incident of the show. Of course I'm going to be like, I died on my 18th birthday, and now I have 99 days to collect all of the icons so I can come back to life.
That's a good
that would
premise.
be pressing on my mind at all times.
Yeah,
oh my god.
If it's literally just like, or like, what other examples? I'm like bouncing all around the timeline with this stuff. Like Kamen Rider O's, like the core metals that Eiji uses to transform literally come from like the monsters of the show, like the main greed. Like literally, they like the core metals are what they use to survive. Like if their main core metal breaks, then they'll die. But Eiji uses the core metals to transform. So like, you know, he can't have them break because he needs them to transform, but the greed are still alive as long as he has them.
That's wild.
Yeah, and literally, it was literally given, like literally the powers were given to him by another greed named Ankh, who then possesses an almost dead body and becomes hot.
Oh?
Yeah, Ankh is an arm. Let me pull up a photo of him. Kamen Rider. So I'm gonna show a picture of him, and then I'm gonna be like, but he's actually the arm. So copy image. Okay. Yeah, so he's hot, but he's an arm.
These are true. God, I love the one thing, like just from this picture, I really love the costuming and like props that they use, because that arm looks so cool, like that, you know, whole glove thing that he's wearing. I love it.
Yes, the it's kind of a joke that like Kamen Rider is kind of made on like a shoestring budget. Like the effects are made out of a half-eaten McChicken sometimes, but like like a half-eaten McChicken and 25 cents left over. But when they go off on like the monster like designs and like the costuming, they go off on it. Like it is so good.
That's every time I like, even before I started like really looking into it, anytime somebody would post one, they've got such a style that I'm like, oh, this is Kamen Rider. It's not one of the other like Sentai type shows. This is Kamen Rider, and it's great.
This too is Kamen Rider.
Yes.
Yes. So like the suits, the monster designs, even like the wardrobe choices. Like even if like the protagonist is completely dripless, I can still tell that that's a Kamen Rider.
Oh, amazing!
I'm having a geeky moment out here. I mean, I know that we've been talking a great deal about the prosthetics and the costuming, but the specific image that you've sent into the chat, I'm just like geeking out right now. I used to do effects, makeup and costuming and cosplay for years, and so I'm just staring at it like, oh, my whole brain's already pulling it apart like Benedict Cumberbatch and Sherlock of like, oh, how did they do that and how did they do this?
It's so
and
sexy,
why did it
right?
That way. I know. Ugh. I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, it's completely fine. I'm really glad that you like find it really fascinating, because it's like that's like something that I think a lot of people overlook when it comes to Kamen Rider. It's like, yeah, this is like, it's like, yeah, we make fun of how the effects are like shoestring budget, but like the reason is because they put all of it into the costuming.
Oh yeah,
truly.
We were talking in a previous episode. It's not out yet as of recording, but by the time this episode releases, it would have been out for a while. But in the Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid episode, that movie was filmed in the 60s, the late 60s ish. I want to say, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think that made the movie better. That there wasn't like a ton of special effects. I think the most special effects they used was like quote unquote dynamite, but it just felt more real. I mean, as much as Kamen Rider can feel real, but I feel like the less that they do special effects, it's almost kind of better.
He's real to me, damn it.
Huh?
Oh, he's real to me, damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a lot, like I find that my favorite Kamen Rider series don't like rely super heavily on like a lot of like special effects, and is more like utilizing whatever they have like well. It's like I've seen that quarry 800 million times and I want to see it again.
No, I absolutely feel that. I really like just any time that they use, like practical effects and just shooting on location. It's always cooler.
It is always cooler. And you can be like, oh, I've seen this set like 5 seasons ago, and it's like, yeah, and that's like half the fun. It's like, you know what that set is.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I've been here before. Hell yeah, I remember that place.
Yeah, but like they're using it in a completely different context is the thing. That's the fun part.
Oh, that's just clever too.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like we've been in this quarry before, but now it has a completely different context. This is fun.
That's awesome.
Or it's like, we've definitely been in like this cafe before. However, it's just fun to see it again. Hello.
Me taking another vague gesture at like any Disney Channel TV show. It's like, oh, I know that high school staircase anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know the shape of those cliffs anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I know the body of water from anywhere, and a man's about to get thrown in it.
Oh, hell yeah. So, Kamen Rider is arguably the starting point for our colorful, masked, and spandexed up superheroes. Am I correct? Or is there anything before Kamen Rider? Or
there was definitely something before Kamen Rider. My best friend, Ultraman, and like Subaraya Productions. Like Kamen Rider is kind of like caused like a henshin boom, so it kind of like it was kind of a revitalization of it. But like there was like the tokusatsu heroes of like Ultraman, and like obviously like kaiju movies like Godzilla, like. But you are correct in saying that it did cause like a spike in such heroes.
Gotcha. Is Kamen Rider still going on today?
Yes.
So it has been for the past 50 years. So does this boy have Ash Ketchum syndrome where he's been 18 for 50 years? Or
I don't even think that Takeshi Hongo actor was 18 when he started playing him, but
oh my god.
No. So funny enough, Kamen Rider is like a 50-year-old franchise, but like the first Kamen Rider only aired for I believe about 4 years. And then it kind of kept airing on and off in the Showa era. And then there was a period in I believe like the 80s and 90s, definitely the 90s, where it's just like there was no like original Kamen Rider stuff. There was like Shin Kamen Rider, which is like a dark, gritty 90s reboot movie of the first Kamen Rider. No, Shin Kamen Rider is a new one, but like you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
And it was like, oh, gross, look at this ew effect. Ew, gross. It's edgy, scary. But then in obviously 2000, they're like, okay, we're gonna do like an actual like Kamen Rider reboot. It's gonna be called Kamen Rider Kuga. And, you know, we're just gonna be doing the one thing. And then, the thing that they'd like to do with Kamen Rider is cast hot young men. So, like, whatever, like, the hottest young man in, like, archetype in Japan at the time is, that's what they'll cast. And people...
Hell yeah.
And the effect that this is called, casting, like, hot young men, so, like, the housewives will be like, ooh, I need to watch my Kamen Rider, is actually called the Joe Onigiri effect.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so, because they're all like, hold on, this Joe Onigiri's really hot. We sit down and watch. And then they do, and then the ratings go up, and they're like, oh, shit, we need to keep making more. So then in 2001, they made Kamen Rider Agito, and then the rest is history. So every year, to answer your question, it's a new protagonist. Like, a new protagonist, a new story, a new suit, a new everything.
Okay, so it's a little bit like Yu-Gi-Oh! In that sense.
Yeah, a little bit like Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
And then one question I kind of had about it is like is there any continuity between like the different series, or are they all kind of their own thing?
It depends.
Oh, okay.
So, by and large, every series is its own thing. But there are like summer movies that cross over with like each other.
Oh, okay.
But usually it's like, oh, these are different universes. Like when X8 and Build had their crossover. Kamen Build's premise is that Japan is split up into 3 parts, separated by like an impenetrable wall.
Oh.
But Kamen Rider X8 obviously took place in like modern-ish Japan. The thing was that like they went to different universes, and then their universes crossed over.
Okay, so each one is like its own universe, and then they do. Okay, cool. That's very fun.
But if you go into something like Kamen Rider Decade or Kamen Rider Zeo, then that is the premise of the show. Is like these Kamen Riders are different, universes. Go visit them. Take their powers.
Oh, so like Zeo is like this is the multiverse show.
Yes, Zeo and Decade. I will say that I'm not the biggest fan of them. I love Tsukasa Kadoya. I love my pink bitch. It's not magenta, it's pink. Skill issue. But he is like the show Decade itself was kind of like had a lot of corporate meddling going on with it, and its series got cut short. So like it never like really reached the full potential that it could have. And also, I believe Toei got sued when the movie came out because they did false advertising for the movie.
Oh shit!
And then when it wasn't like the same, people literally sued them, and so now they have to be very honest with their trailers and stuff.
Wait,
oh wow!
What were they being dishonest about? Pour the tea. Oh my goodness!
Oh god, if I remember correctly, I believe it was like they said that Tsukasa was just going to straight up die.
What?
Or like, and there were like scenes in there that were filmed for the trailer that never was like in the movie.
Oh damn!
Yes, and then Japanese government was like, "Hey, no, skill issue."
I saw that they could do that.
I saw something about that, like with a movie over here recently. This guy was suing because, like, in the trailer there was an actress he really liked, so he went to go see it, and then I guess in like the final movie her scene got cut or whatever, and so he was like trying to sue for false advertisement on that.
Yeah, that. I was like, that's kind of the same, except you can't really get rid of the main writer. So
yeah. It's a bit different for sure.
Yeah, I will say that I do like Decade a little bit better than Zeo, only because Decade is just like Tsukasa Kadoya is my little bitch, and I love him. He's so bitchy.
My brain immediately was like, "We love ourselves, little bitch boys. Let's go."
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at Decade now. I really like the logo for it. Holy crap.
Yeah, it was the 10th anniversary of the Heisei era of Kamen Riders that started with Kuga in 2000. So,
okay, cool.
So it's literally like a decade of Kamen Rider. And they're celebrating it. And also, for that season in particular, the theme song was done by Gat.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, if for those at home who might not know who he is a very popular singer in Japan. Also very horny. Like, my god.
Oh
goodness.
Oh man, yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Luckily, he's not horny here, and Journey Through the Decade is a very good song. It's just, the problem is Gak is a very good singer, but it's just like, oh no, don't tweet that.
oh, he's horny on Twitter.
Not just Twitter. He's horny everywhere. I believe, not like recently, but like recently enough, he like posted like, this is not safe for work. So Kingdom, if you need to cut this part, you should. There was a video that came out where like it was basically like Guitar Hero using his songs, but the way that they were used was basically showing how to finger bang someone.
Oh
goodness.
Yeah. So that's the type of person Gact is.
If you Google Gact Twitter and go to images, there's lots of examples.
There are a lot of examples of very not safe for work. Be careful, kids.
Yeah.
What a guy.
He's just having fun.
Fun. But it's like he's a really good singer. That's the problem.
That is very true. Also, I think he's like a voice actor sometimes too.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe he was in the Decade movie, actually.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember who he was. My brain is small right now, but he was in the Decade movie, if I remember correctly.
That's very cool.
Yep.
Yeah, it says here he played the alternate version of Joji Yuki.
Yes. Yeah, so the Kamen Rider theme song slap. I'm not even gonna apologize. Kamen Rider music itself is so fucking good. Like, even if the season is bad, the theme song is usually gonna slap to the mood.
Oh yeah, I've absolutely like just gone and found like a YouTube playlist of Kamen Rider themes and closing themes, and they're so good.
Like like the insert songs too. Slap. My favorite insert song, to the point where I have stolen it and put it to my own blorbo, is Rise Up Your Flag from Kamen Rider Gaim. So fucking good. So good. Shame about the show, but so good.
Shame about the shows. Was that one of the bad ones?
Oh, okay. Controversial opinion, but yes. So basically, Kamen Rider Gaim was written by Gen Urobuchi, who is the writer of Madoka Magica. However, he's not even been subtle about it. Madoka Magica is just like ripped off from Kamen Rider Ryuki.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he will openly say it's like, yeah, I was inspired by like Kamen Rider Ryuki and the Rider War plot, and you can tell that Gaim is very inspired by the Rider War plot.
He's like,
but it's also like, if you've seen the end of Madoka Magica, you've seen the end of Kamen Rider Gaim. Like that, like I literally cannot explain it any better than that, which sucks because like the music and the costuming and like and the actors too are all so good. But my god, why did you have to give this to Gen Urobuchi, who hates joy?
He really does. Like, I really liked Madoka Magica, but I get what you mean for sure.
Yeah, you will love Kamen Rider Ryuki.
I mean, I guess I've already seen it.
No, watch Kamen Rider Ryuki. That's where the Ryuki gay sex scene comes from. Or it's like... So, back when Geo was airing, there was a special called Writer Time Ryuki, which, like, it was a thing, and, like, two characters who barely interacted, like, murdered someone, and then they cut to, like, them in, like, a bedroom shirtless getting into a bed together, and then, like, they kiss, and then cut away, so everyone's called it the Ryuki gay sex scene. Because it's like, oh, they definitely.
Oh, that's...
Something happened. You don't know what. You hope it was a miracle.
But probably not.
They were just cuddling. It's fine.
They're just guys being dudes.
Yeah. They were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates. Godspeed Toshiki Inoue. We all know it. The writer of that special was Toshiki Inoue, who's... Okay, so I don't like his Kamen Rider stuff, but I respect him. He's insane, and we love that for him. It's like...
Amazing.
How do I describe Toshiki Inoue? He recently did a Super Sentai series called Avatar Sentai Dawn Brothers. Like, honestly, absolutely amazing season. I cannot distill Inoue's brand of insanity in his writing better than that. Like, he loves miscommunication. He loves it.
I hate miscommunication.
Kamen Rider 5 is like the season people point to where it's just like, oh, I love everything about this except for the plot.
All of this could have been avoided.
Yeah, but it's like you will hear people be like, yeah, Takumi Inui is like one of my favorite writers. I fucking hate the show.
That's really good.
My entire childhood was movies not being enjoyable because I'm just staring at the screen at like the ripe age of 8 of like, well, if you just told each other, everything would be fine.
But then there wouldn't be a movie.
Why doesn't anybody talk?
Yeah, but like, and no, but like the other reason people find Inoue particularly insane is because he insists on love triangles, but he also insists on heated drama between men.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah, Dawn Brothers is the best version of this because the heated drama between men and the I know that's not Kamen Rider, but like deal with it. The heated drama between men and the love triangle are completely separate entities.
Oh.
So, like,
okay.
You can enjoy the heated drama between men and then see the absolute insanity that arises when your girlfriend might be the same person as your teammate's wife, but you refuse to say that you are on the team, so you two are just talking to each other like you don't fucking know each other when you've been fighting alongside each other for the past, like, 30 episodes. And also, also the Pink Ranger, the first male Pink Ranger in Dawn Brothers, is fucking insane.
Interesting.
Watch Dawn Brothers, people. It's a lot.
Adding that to the list.
I know we're on the Kamen Rider episode, but it's just like, I love Dawn Brothers. It's so good. Stan Kito Haruka. She's the normalest girl ever.
Hell yeah. No, I stand tangents around here. Tangents. Yeah, no, go for it.
I just Googled the Dawn Brothers show just so I could, like, you know, save it for later. But one of the first pictures here is that Pink Ranger is so long.
Yeah, his suit is CG only.
That is the tallest boy.
Which is funny because like, this actor's like the shortest in the cast, like only next to the girl.
Amazing.
And then like the little like Sonic the Hedgehog ass dog is the tallest actor.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, but yeah, Super Sentai and Kamen Rider actually do go hand in hand since they both air in the superhero time block. So it's like, it used to be that Sentai aired first, then Kamen Rider. But around the time Build was airing, it would change to Kamen Rider first, then Super Sentai.
Hell yeah, there we go.
And then after that, Pretty Gear. Which is just, hey girls, would you like to be magical and also have a lot of Sentai tropes applied to you? Your best, my best.
You said it's called Pretty Gear?
Pretty Cure, Cure.
Pretty Cure. Okay.
Yeah, like you can see that, like, give it like a few years, and then you can point and be like, oh, that was a Kamen Rider reference that they just put in there.
Right on. Okay.
Like Maho Sky Pretty Cure, like their like magic comes from like gems, and in Kamen Rider Wizard, he transforms using like literally like a ring, using like gems to like specifically channel his power.
Cool.
Yeah, and like in like Delicious Party Pretty Cure, like the main character's constantly like quoting her grandmother, literally saying like grandma once said this, and then in Kamen Rider Kabuto back in like 2006, that was something that like the main character did all the time, and he was a pretty good chef, so
that's awesome, actually. Yeah.
So you can always kind of like trace back like a couple of references being like, hold on a second, I saw this in Kamen Rider.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
Or like how Healing Good Pretty Cure was very doctor themed, and one of the twists was very much in line with one of the twists in X-Aid. But there is rumors that season had to be a little rewritten because it started airing like right when lockdown started.
Oh yeah, I do see here that like the air dates on it are 2020 to 21. So
oof. Yeah, so I wonder if like part of that was like, let's pull from X-Aid. But But, like, to be fair, I love X8 is very special to me because it's not good, but it's, like, top 5 season to me.
I know I've looked at that one a little bit. Isn't that like the kind of video game themed one a little bit?
It's half like silly Kamen Rider video game themed and half medical drama for kids.
Okay. That's a fun combo right there. I know that I really love the look of the writers in that one.
Yeah, I remember that people hated them when they came out because it was like so different.
Well, they've all got the SD Gundam eyes.
Yes, that like a lot of people are like, stop being mean to my little Gundam, leave that little guy alone.
I can definitely get that comparison, but no, I love it for it actually.
Have you seen the level 1 version of X8?
No, let me Google that real quick.
I will send an image into.
Oh, that's precious.
Yeah, that was the first thing we ever saw before we even saw the full suit.
Oh no. I can definitely imagine people saw that and they're like, wait, this is our new guy? This is
literally
Look
it's
at
like
the
what
little
the
man.
fuck is that? Yeah, 2017 when this was airing was a very special time. That was like when the Kamen Rider fandom was at its most unhinged.
Okay.
The AO3 tag for Kamen Rider X8 is insane. Like, you go in there and you see ships that would have been. It's questionable, but like it was such a special, unique time.
I think one of my favorite parts of AO3 is just all the wild tags.
Yeah, you go in there and it's like, oh, this is what video games does to a society.
Video games have ruined us.
Oh my god. X8 also has a lot of memes attached to it because, like, without spoiling too much, one of the plot points turns out to be that someone sent a child video game anthrax because they were too good at making OCs.
Oh no! Wow.
Why?
That's so mean.
Why?
I can't tell you why, but it's funnier if you watch.
Bet. Okay, so that's going on my list as well.
What other wild shit happened in X8? It's like X8 is also kind of like colored weirdly for me because I was in an abridged series for it.
Oh really?
Yes, I was in. It was literally called Kamen Rider X8: The Abridged Series, and it was done by a guy in the fandom named Marco Satsu. And I hold a very special place with that in my heart because through that recording I met the man who would become my fiance.
Aww.
I love him a lot.
Oh, that's awesome.
What a bean.
He's my favorite. He just visited me a couple of months ago.
Aww.
That's so sweet.
I love him. I miss him.
That reminded me of the moment that I fell in love with my partner now of over 2 years. We were moving. We weren't living together at the time, but I was helping him and his roommates move. And we sat in the back of the moving truck, and he was telling me about George Joestar from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I guess that was it. That's all I needed. Kingdom's gonna bust a blood vessel here and that, but
sometimes all you need is JoJo.
Yeah.
The great equalizer. I don't know what that means actually. But yeah, I met him through the project, and because of that, I have very like rosy memories of it. But I also know that we very much like, because it was an abridged series in the vein of like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Yeah,
like
The
you
goat.
know how it fucking be.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was just very, very funny to be like, to just be there and be, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Silly little gups.
I voiced the character Nico Saiba, so I can't, like, when I watch X8, I'm like, she's so out of character when it's like, I'm replacing it with the character I played her as.
That's me. I
was like, that's me! It's like they literally, like, this is so embarrassing. The TV Tropes page of the abridged series had to point out the fact that I completely forgot what her actual role was. I was just like, hell yeah, like, of course she does this. And it's like, her modus operandi was doing this instead, and you implied that she does that. I'm like, oh, I didn't understand that when I watched the TV show.
You just be like, no, that was the script writers for the series.
It was like I projected into Takahashi's brain and was like, understand Nico Saiba or die. And he's still kicking, so
he lived.
I'm very like, again, X8 is wild. X8 is what if your doctor had gamer disease? What?
Oh, I love that.
What if the CEO of Bethesda was fucking insane?
I thought he was.
Like,
is he not?
Like murderously insane.
Oh! I mean, whom can say? He's got money. Who knows?
What if you took a guy who was really famous in the 90s for having a very homoerotic, like, synth pop group, and then made him, like, a villain?
Isn't that a Dead by Daylight character? Have you guys played Dead by Daylight?
No.
I have not.
There's a K-pop character. He's a killer, and that's his bit is that he's this K-pop star by day and a murderer at night, and the only person who knows he does this is his manager, and so that's a survivor option, is that you could be his manager. So that was my bit reference that only I understood. And even then, I may have just poorly executed it, but that's my joke. I'm keeping it. I'll die by this.
It's my sword. I'll die by it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but no, his actor, if I remember, Hiroyuki Takami, I think the actor's name is, played Masamune Don. Masamune Don. Let me show you this man, because you can tell he's a little bit, like, crinkly. He's, like, been... Oh, yes, this is a terrible picture of him. I'm sending this one.
I love terrible pictures.
His chilling yet subdued smile.
Oh, yeah, he is on the verge of losing it.
Yeah.
I love it.
But let me see. Oh, God, they deleted a lot of Access stuff. Scandalous Blue. This is like what they're really known for is, oh, maybe through like Nico. Yes, I forgot Nico exists.
Nico.
Nico Duga.
Is that the Nico kneecap guy?
The video platform.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Have you guys never heard of Nico Duga?
No.
Oh my god.
I have. I just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, Nico Duga. It's the Japanese, like, basically, like, way back in, like, 2000, like, in the 2000s, that was, like, their answer to YouTube, and it's still kind of their answer to YouTube.
Okay, cool. I was still, like, thinking the character Nico we were just talking about, so I was like, oh, is that like a...
Oh, no, that isn't a reference, but...
Gotcha.
I did do Nico Ni in her voice for a bit once, and everyone was like, that was terrible. Yeah, actually, can I still do that voice as if it's changed? But like, Nico ni, anata no hato ni Nico ni, agao todokeru saiba Nico ni te omoteru, love Nico.
Hey, yo!
Hell yeah.
I was not ready.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was cool as fuck.
Thank you.
Wow.
Kamen Rider, good, very good. the PV I just linked, nothing to do with Kamen Rider except for the fact that the guy who has the very weird smile is in it. That was something he did in the 90s, and that was part of the Axis trilogy, where basically it was very homoerotic, very iconic. Powerful homoeroticism. I very much enjoyed it.
Oh, we love to hear it.
Yeah, it's like the whole plot of the like 3 MV. So it's Drastic Mermaid, Scandalous Blue, and Tears Liberation. So it's like there are 2 dudes in this band. And like the main singer, who's Hiroyuki Takame, like he like keeps hallucinating like the idea of this mermaid, and then one day he's on the beach and this sexy mermaid guy is there. It might be a girl, it might be a guy, but you know, sexy mermaid. Sexy mer.
There we go.
And then Scandalous Blue is sexy. But like his like other bandmate, I think his nickname is like Daichan. I could be wrong though. It's been a little while since I've like really dove deep onto Access. Like he's like looking over, like he's like suspicious, and like Hiroyuki is like trying to be like very like, you know, sneaky with this relationship with the mermaid. And then like at the end of the video, the end of Scandalous Blue, it's like Daichan shows Hiro like some photos, and it's like, oh, the mermaid doesn't exist. You've been hallucinating this relationship with no one.
Aw.
But then at the end, then like Tears Liberation happens, and like it's very like drug trippy. But like the ending, it's like, oh, I was hallucinating the mermaid because I'm in love with my friend Daichan.
Me with all my
2D
2D anime men.
And this was in the 90s. It was like, hell yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so Access, good. Look up their music. I'm 8 miles off of the original topic, but
It's all good. We love tangents.
we love tangents.
Tangents.
Yes, but Kamen Rider, good. But actually, talking about homoeroticism, I mentioned this a couple of times earlier, but the quote-unquote heated drama between men, the homoeroticism, is kind of a big factor for why a lot of people really like Kamen Rider. Like a lot of housewives, especially. Because it's like, oh, like these men are being dramatic and they're grabbing each other. And they're like being passionate and yelling at each other and trying to sacrifice for each other. Like, heart emoji.
Oh my goodness.
It's like,
I'm glad that's something that can be felt all around the world. Myself, as a middle schooler with my Naru Sasu pairings, and Japanese housewives in Japan with their Kamen Rider
Japanese
pairings.
housewives with their Senryu. Yeah, but like, because the homoeroticism is something that's very like powerful, and a lot of the reason that quite a few housewives will watch, a lot of toku actors nowadays have actually gone into doing BL, like live action BL, boys love.
I love me some BL. Some YouTubers that I watch who like live in Japan will go to like the boy love cafes and like have their own little like gay panics, because I mean the dudes are doing their job, but it's still just like, oh my god.
It's like, oh my god,
They're
this
good
handsome
at
man. This handsome man.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Goodness.
but like I think the most the one that kind of started this whole trend was the secondary in Kamen Rider Build, whose name Asako Eiji, I want to say it is. If I'm incorrect, I'm gonna cry.
Oh no.
Yeah, Eiji Akaso. Yeah, Eiji Akaso. And I believe Cherry Magic. Yeah, so he was in Kamen Rider Build in 2017-18 as the secondary writer Ryuga Banjo. And then in 2020, the BL Cherry Magic released. And that started like this huge wave of like not only really popular BL like coming into like the limelight, but a lot of them being one, live action, and two, headed or like starring like tokusatsu actors.
Oh, okay.
like Zentai BL which is like the story about like the mob character in a world of BL trying to avoid getting into a boys love relationship himself.
Okay.
That was fronted by the guy who played the main writer in Kamen Rider Build. And then there was another one called Old Fashioned Cupcake, which was fronted by the third writer in Kamen Rider Build. So, got the trifecta, baby.
That series is just full of it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, they are homosexuals. We knew. Yeah, so it used to be kind of like they would do BL before Kamen Rider, and it's like it wasn't as like high profile as it is now. It was kind of like something to be like, oh, haha, this is terrible. Like, you know how it was in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, like they're popular. Like, popular is a bit of a strong word for some of these boys. Some of these boys are fucking like Toei can't afford to bring them back popular.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but like they're like, oh, like this guy was in Tokusatsu and we're doing a live action adaptation of this show, so let's get this pretty boy in. Yeah,
very
but
cool.
The actors who can't be afforded are people like Sato Takeru, who played Ryutaro in Kamen Rider Den-O, like the main writer from Kamen Rider Forze, Gaku Sano who played the main writer in Kamen Rider Gaim, like the guy who played the main guy in Kamen Rider Drive is also one of those. Like, if you guys saw Detective Pikachu, and you remember, like, when, like, the main character was, like, watching, like, that Pokemon trainer video, and there was, like, that really handsome guy who, like, had, like the hat on that was kind of implied to be, like, a grown-up version of Red.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was the main character in Kamen Rider Drive. He was, like, the main writer.
Oh, wow.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, like...
That's awesome.
It is awesome. It's like, yeah, that man's handsome. He's got some hands. But yeah, so like a reason a lot of people like going into Kamen Rider, like from what I can like tell, just like an outsider looking in, is that sometimes it can lead to like a lot of like opportunities. But
yeah, it sounds like it. That's awesome.
But also sometimes like people just really like reprising their character. Like I mentioned Kamen Rider Decade a little while back, like the actor for that like enjoys coming back as his character.
Yeah, he's just like, no, this is fun.
Yeah, so like
I
love it's like obviously I love it when like Toku actors can be successful in other ventures. Like this is also talking about Sentai, but there was a girl who played the Yellow Ranger in Gokaiger named I think her name is Mao Ikimichi when she's live action. But her voice acting name is Mao, M-A-O. And she voiced, like, Luluko in Space Patrol Luluko. She was, like, in the Idolmaster Cinderella Girls as, like, a really popular, like, character. Like, she's done, like, a ton of, like, voice acting work, but almost every single time when they're like, hey, we're doing a special, can you come back and, like, reprise your role as Luca? She'll, like, do it.
Oh, hell
That's so
yeah.
cool.
Meanwhile, I believe that, like, in the most recent Idolmaster concert, which she's been in the Idolmaster series since, like, Fumika from, like, Cinderella Girl. Like, she hasn't been, like, she doesn't really show up to the live events. Meanwhile, they're like, hey, we need you to voice this character who's gonna be in Uchu Sentai Q Ranger. Do you want to do it? She'll be like, hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love her. I love it when people are like, I don't hate Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Or I don't hate
like,
Suku.
Like, no, that was fun. I love it. I want to keep going back to it.
Yeah, they're like obviously like because like Toku is kind of a little bit of a lower paying acting job, but it's still like a lot of people watch it, so and conditions have gotten better since like early like 2010s because again Super Sentai, but there is a Red Ranger actor who refuses to come back specifically because he was like, I was living off of water back then. Like, I was not getting paid enough.
Oh,
And his story was able to like up the pay of a lot of Toku actors, from what I could tell.
Definitely respect that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's so much. They make these shows for 8-year-olds in Japan, and I'm here as a 20-something-year-old, and and I'm watching it, and it's like there's explosions, there's yaoi, there's handsome men, there's banging theme songs, there's banging inserts, there's stories that make me cry. You killed a man on Christmas Day, literally 8 a.m. on Christmas Day. What is wrong with you?
Damn.
Oh my god, that was really infamous. It was like Christmas Day. It was the Christmas special. And like, I won't say which show it is, so you just like get like beat over the head with it, but like, it aired on Christmas Day and it ends with someone just fucking dying.
Bruh.
Nobody's allowed to get hurt in the Christmas special. What the hell?
I don't know. I gesture vaguely at the Doctor Who specials.
Literally.
True, okay.
But like, this is like a show made for like 8-year-olds, and it's like, oh, you just killed a man on screen on Christmas Day at 8:30 a.m. in the morning.
Mom, what happened to that man?
Literally, it was like, there was like literally like an article that came out about like a kid who like just got like the weapon from the writer who died for like a Christmas. And literally he grabbed it and said, I'm gonna take him down myself.
No.
This kid was like, I don't give a shit, I'm gonna kill this man.
Wow.
It was so much. It was so much. Because I remember seeing like the spoilers for that, and I'm like, there's no fucking way they did that, and they did. They said, you know what? Kids aren't allowed to be happy anymore.
No, not allowed. Didn't happen.
She's not happening. She's not happy. It was so much. It was so fun. It was so much.
Wow, that's.
But yeah, Kamen Rider, fun. And honestly, the fact that so many people from all over the world love it, from like every single age and not just like the target age, is something that's really amazing to me. It's like, yeah, we love stories about injustices getting rectified. We love stories about taking power from the enemies that was either forced upon you or like you had to take, and we love turning it into justice for everyone. And we love overcoming hardships and like building up these relationships to fight everything that's being thrown at us. And very important about the original Shocker and the original Kamen Rider, we slight warning, we love punching Nazis in the face.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Kamen Rider is about killing fascists.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially in this day and age, as it was back then. Yep. Anti-fascist out here, punch a Nazi in the face.
And in fact, the new Shin Kamen Rider that's coming out, the Shin Kamen Rider movie.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're changing Shocker slightly. So instead of being a Nazi organization, they're kind of supposed to be ripping off of Happy Science.
Okay.
Which is a cult. Legally, they're not considered a cult, but they're a new wave religious group that's very right wing.
Okay.
Their leader claims to be like Buddha and God reincarnated. And he was from Atlantis.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot. And also, Kamen Rider specifically has a tie to it because in Forze, the actress who played Yuki Jojima was born into the cult. And then a few years ago, she left like normal acting altogether and is acting like specifically now just for the cult.
Oh wow.
Ayo.
Yeah, so it's like the minute that someone was like, "This is probably Happy Science related," I was like, "Ooh, this is gonna be interesting."
I definitely want to check that out because that's also being made by Hideko or
The Evangelion guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shin Ultraman was also made by him, and he's like a huge
Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, my big thing is like watch tokusatsu, then watch anime, and you'll realize how much anime pulled from tokusatsu.
Hell yeah.
Like it is literally like you will gain an understanding of a few shows that you never really got before because like, oh, I've seen this in action. I know what they're riffing on.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's like big. So it's just like you will expand your brain cells. You will understand new things. You will see the heated drama between men. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also why I watch One Piece. For these same reasons.
To expand your brain and see heated drama.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, but the beauty of Kamen Rider is that you can just pick a season with a suit that you like, and there's like a 90% chance it's going to be good.
That's good to hear. Because that was one of my questions I was going to ask is, like, what is the entryway into the Kamen Rider series? Because I know you've mentioned a lot of different names, but it's good to know that I could just literally, like, Google Kamen Rider suits and be like, that one speaks to me.
It's like, that one has sexual prowess. Let's start with that one.
That suit fucks. Let's go.
Exactly. Yeah, but, if you want my personal recommendations,
yes.
I started with Ghost, and I think that's a really good season. Some people will argue against them. Those people are wrong. Other really good starting points. Kamen Rider Forze is a really good starting point. Like the first opening scene is like one of the early scenes is like very reminiscent of Mean Girls.
Oh.
Like literally like talking about the different cliques. And also
oh wow.
Also Gentaro Kisaragi is my best friend in the whole world. And he's very powerful, and he's my best friend. He's my friend.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Kamen Rider O's is a really solid series, but I will warn you, just watch Kamen Rider O's. Don't watch any of the side material. And also, slight spoilers, because this pisses me off. If you're mad about the ending of the O's 10th anniversary movie, that was literally the decision made by the original writer of the show. That was a Kobayashi decision. Like, the ending of that, like, literally she said that what happened to Eiji would be, like, his, like, ultimate happiness. And, like, you can be mad about it. I am. But, like, that was not, like, the writer of the movie's fault. That was literally a Kobayashi thing. So if you want to say it's bad writing, it is, but let's call a spade a spade. Kobayashi is not that good of a writer. You're just blinded by nostalgia. Anyways, Kamen Rider O's is actually a really good show, and it's, like, really good to just, like, meditate on, like, the nature of desire and stuff like that.
Very cool. I will definitely check that one out, too.
Double is really good. I will put an asterisk next to that saying that, I find that the final episode of it really cheapens the whole thing, but it's a really good show, even with the cheapness thing of the ending.
Right on. Okay, that makes sense.
A lot of people will recommend Den-O. I personally didn't find it good, but it's probably the most popular like Kamen Rider series outside of Kuga.
Okay.
Like, what else? I love Kamen Rider Kabuto. It's a lot. It's a lot. She can be a lot. Tendo can be a lot, but I really enjoyed it. Blade is good. Blade asterisk. Blade isn't good for the first 40 episodes. But those last few episodes it's like hit after hit after hit after hit after hit, and it's like, oh, this is why people cry when they see a bench.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Like, they'll see a bench and they'll start crying. Like, literally, my biggest regret was that I had the money at the time. I did not support, like, this, like, cat cafe game where you could buy a bench and leave a note on it, because I was going to leave a note that was, like, a Blade reference. And I was so mad that I never did it.
Ah. Wow. Holy shit.
Build is really good. It's really good for, like, especially if you love the heated drama, Build is really good. X8 is a lot, but I really like it. But honestly, at the end of the day, like, even if I dislike a season, that might be your favorite. Like I said, I don't like Gaim. A lot of people do. I don't like Deno. A lot of people do. I love Ghost. A lot of people don't. So at the end of the day, like, you like, form your own opinion. Watch some Kamen Riders. Like, see what works, what doesn't. See if you like more of the aesthetics of one, or if you like more of the plot of the other. Like, I think Kamen Rider is really good for, like, building your own opinions, because it's like you see it and then you can decide what you like about it. And if you don't like it, there's like 700 other shows you can choose from. You don't have to stick with it.
That's good. That's so nice to know.
Absolutely.
There's so many options. It's like being a kid in a candy common store.
In a common store.
Speaking of, there's millions of shows. I think Geats is the one that's, like, currently on.
Yes.
How do you feel about
Rider
that one?
Geats. I'm neutral on it right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
I love Ace. He can be a little cunty. I love Ace, but it's just not capturing me in the way that I kind of want it to.
Oh, I feel ya.
Yeah, it's like I wanted it to be something, but it's just not going in that direction. So it's like, it's just, oh, okay, skill issue. Yeah, so it's not really the fault of the show. It's the fault of the show, but, like, I understand what they want to do, but it's not what I wanted to see out of the show.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and honestly, it's like that can be, like, that's the other thing. It's like, oh, there's a new one every year. There's a new one every year, and sometimes you'll go 3 or 4 years, and it's like, oh,
can't all be hits. That's fine.
They sure as hell can't. Yeah, it was like 01 was really fun, because, like, we're in the Reiwa era now, right?
Okay.
So that started with 01, and that was fun. And then Saber was, like, fun, but it wasn't, like, great. But, like, I would still watch it, and I would still sing along with the theme song. She's fun. And then Revice happened. Revice had lesbians, and that's the good part.
That's all we need.
That's all we need. So let's go lesbians. Yeah, but, like, it was questionable.
That's
and
valid.
then Geats is just like, it's not capturing me the way I needed it to. So it's just like, right now I'm just like, well, there's always next year.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, and then obviously you can always go back and watch some older stuff. You can watch some crossover movies if you want to. You can write your own fan fiction.
You can leave your friends behind.
Because if they don't dance, they're no friends are fine.
See.
Yeah, it's just, so, like, even if, like, the current season or the last, like, 3 seasons haven't been your thing, just go back, like, see, and, like, there's even, like, the Showa stuff. Like, go back and see if maybe the 70s had some crack cocaine that you liked. It was the 70s.
It was the era for it, for sure.
Like, just see what sticks, what doesn't, and then and, like, everyone's just like, oh, you need to, like, to diversify your media taste. This is the most diverse. There's a new thing every season.
All right. Well, God, now I've just got, like, a whole list of different things I've written out that I need to go check out because they all just sound so amazing. And I guess as kind of feels like we're cooling down a little bit.
Yeah.
Is there any like closing thoughts you had or anything else that like you wanted to address?
So I think my biggest closing thought is that I've been like playfully ranting about like some Kamen Rider decisions that I didn't like and like some of the fandom stuff, but this whole franchise means the world to me. Like, if it wasn't for this franchise, I would have never met my fiance, I would have never met some of my best friends, I would have never found things that I never knew that I liked, and I would have never found like a community that I never knew that I would like. So for me, like, even if I like playfully like be like, this sucks, it's like it will never fully suck to me because of the people that are in the fandom that I've met that have truly changed my life, like my dear fiance. And so I'm like, as much as I'll rag on it, I will always be thankful to Kamen Rider. If there is no God or Buddha, there is Kamen Rider.
That is so
that.
badass to end on. Oh my god.
Yes. The Kamen Rider is truly the friends we made along the way.
Yes. I love a good friends we made along the way.
Oh man.
Well, Roma, do you have anything else that you wanted to?
I will admit my ignorance of my years, and it's a combination of just I didn't have like an easy entryway, because I've got blinders on. I'm human. I've got One Piece on one side and whatever other special interest I have on the other. And so Power Rangers never ended up on my radar as a kid. I thought it was cool. I just never like got into it. And so I didn't really have any relatives or friends that would like drag me down that hole with them. So I just kind of spent my whole life being like, cool. It's a handful of colorful suits fighting monsters, and that's just kind of it. And I never really like gave another thought about it. And so it's been an honor and a pleasure to be formally educated on the history of, Sentai's and Kamen Rider and Power Rangers to really get an idea of how meaningful it all is, and like the large amount of like fandoms and love and passion from the creators and the fans as a whole for this whole series, I guess, in this whole department of media. Like, that's just absolutely incredible. And on top of that, like, it's got some of my favorite things in there. It's got hot boys who like other hot boys, hot drama, anti-fascist stuff. I love it.
It's all that you need.
It's all I need. So
all you need is yaoi and anti-fascism.
Exactly. So thank you for bringing that to my noggin and in my life. And I hope listeners at home shared a similar sentiment as well, whether it's they already knew and it's just a really fun time to celebrate, or for those who have never gotten into Kamen Rider before and this is maybe their first exposure to it. So thank you again. This has been awesome.
I'm really glad that I could introduce you to such a topic.
Yeah, when me and Jakey had the list, we were like, that one! That one!
Yep.
You're just like, observed.
Mm-hmm. Red.
Oh, worm?
Worm? What?
But just thank you a lot for coming on and talking to us about this. This was really fun.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on and talk about it. I love exposing people to things that I love, especially when it feels like I can hold them hostage for 2 hours and feel like, here's everything I know.
Just like, what's his name? Butch Cassidy. You don't need to handcuff me, officer. I'm not going anywhere. So true. I would, like, obviously, this is up to you guys, but I would love to, come on again and maybe ramble about a different topic. Oh yeah,
one of these days.
Yeah, we I believe before summer or sometime midsummer we'll start season 4. So we'll
midsummer.
So yeah, definitely we would love to have you back season 4.
Definitely. Yes.
And then hopefully by then you'll see a Kamen Rider.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Commandeered a 100%.
We've commandeered a writer. I'm not letting him go.
He's mine now.
He is in my basement. He is having heated drama with men.
It's me. I'm the men.
It's me. Hi, I'm the man. It's me.
Oh, goodness.
All right. So, where can people find you online, or is there anything else that you would like to any projects you'd like to plug?
You can find me a lot of places online, and none of them have the same URL.
There you go.
Feel that?
So I have a Tumblr, mageshine-dance.tumblr.com. That's mageshine-dance.tumblr.com. Right now, I am doing rankings of Just Dance 2023 maps.
Ayo.
I don't know how deep I will be by the time this recording comes out, but by the time this recording comes out, I will definitely have ranked all of story mode.
Hell yeah.
So you guys can see me have a category 7 event on
yeah.
there. My Twitter is washi_no_oja. That is WASHI_NO_OUJA. And I just post photos of my Blorbo from Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh, as you should.
Absolutely.
I am on TikTok. Cute as a button 56. That is cute with a K. KUTEASABUTTON 56. There, I'm just stupid. You know how it be.
You know how it be.
I also have a YouTube channel. Again, KUTEASABUTTON 56. Again, I haven't uploaded there in 3 years. Asawi.
You're valid.
And then beyond that, I am also part of a Project Sekai fan dub. I am voicing Luca Megurine in that project. And we've only really recorded intros right now, but we are currently in the process of recording, everything else, obviously. And we're going to be doing, basically, the whole main story. And it's going to be really fun. And so that's Rainbow Palette Dubs. Project Sekai English dubs, and that's going to be really fun, and that's all going to be on YouTube.
That's really cool.
And beyond that, I mentioned my fiance multiple times. If you guys have any interest in Digimon, check his stuff out. His stuff is Karn EX on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, like I said at the beginning, please check out my friend's Kamen Rider podcast, the Rider Love Podcast. The Rider Love Podcast. Posted everywhere that podcasts can be posted legally.
True.
Right on.
Same.
I love putting legally in front of things that are obviously legal.
Right. It's really fun.
Posted everywhere legally that you can legally get them. And then beyond that, my Tumblr, my Twitter, my TikTok, my YouTube, my fiance stuff, my friend's stuff. I believe that is everything. I believe I don't have anything else to plug.
All right. Well, if anybody wants to, find me or hear more from me, I am on Twitter at Mr. Jakey Poo, and I'm on the Redacted Media YouTube channel talking about the Dark Tower books.
Hell yeah. Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
I do the thing. I get to do the thing. You can find me on the internet at I appreciate your butt at the twitter.com. That is IAPPRECI, the number 8 URBUTT. And I won't shut up there. I also won't shut up on. Holy shit, Cat! What's your deal?
I haven't heard of that one.
My new Twitter clone.
I'm struggling to explain what's happening. My cat Axel had surgery recently, so he's got a big old donut on his head, and he just launched himself and almost knocked over my giant cup of water onto everything, and it scared the shit out of me.
Oh, jeez.
So that's where Holy Shit Cat came from. You should not be jumping like that, Mr. Stitches. Anywho, you can you can find me on at that handle on Twitter and TikTok. But if you want to find me on Tumblr, it is I appreciate your butt, but spelled completely correctly, all one word, lowercase, no dots or nothing. And you can find this podcast as a whole at the Hyperfix Pod on TikTok, Twitter, and Tumblr. And I think the link, all the links and all the things, they get plugged in post because we pre-recorded them, and that's fun. So that goes here. Thank you to Offuscate at OFUSKATE for the intro and outro music. You can find them on Twitter, Instagram, and SoundCloud. And also, thank you to the Moonshot Network. You can find them at twitch.tv/Moonshot Network, twitter.com/Moonshot Pods, or you can support them on Patreon and all the podcasts in the network at patreon.com/Moonshot Network. Our patrons for this month who get a shout out on the podcast are Ver, Becky Scott Fairley, Ken, and Flo. Thank you so much for y'all's support and keep being awesome. Fuck, I love you guys. And I think that's all the things. Be safe. Don't die. Drink water. Take your vitamins. And badoop.
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 This April, the Moonshot Podcast Network is doing something new, unparalleled, something nobody has done before. We're asking you for money. This month is the first ever Moonshot Patreon drive. Between April 1st and 30th, we're hoping to bring in 30 new and upgrading patrons to patreon.com/Moonshot Network. That's one per day. The money we make on Patreon is what helps our podcasters get things like new mics, show art, and music. It also helps us put on our bigger streaming events, advertise our shows, and think even bigger. If you know us, you know we like to think bigger. Join the Patreon in April and you'll get a bunch of drive-exclusive new podcasts, including actual plays, improv comedy, and a roundtable show with some of the hosts of our book talk shows like Three Little Words and Cahooligans. $5 Patreons get to join us for a game night on our Minecraft server on April 7th, where we take down the Ender Dragon together. You hate that guy, so do we. Help us kill him. You'll also get access to all of our usual monthly output, like Once Missed Wonders, early episodes of Champs in the Making, and more. So please join us or upgrade with us today on Patreon for $1, $3, or $5 at patreon.com/Moonshot Network. Visit us on Patreon or at Moonshot Pods on Twitter for more details about the drive. Patreon.com/Moonshot Network.